Okay, so we have 240 feet. But now it says that he wants to double each dimension. So with 240 feet, what I'm going to do is I am going to double each dimension. So 6 times 2 is equal to 12. 5 times 2 is equal to 10. And 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So I'm going to take these numbers right here. Oops, not that 2. These numbers right here, and I'm going to multiply it. So my new volume is going to be 12 times 10 times 16. And when I multiply 12 times 10 times 16, I'm going to get my final answer of 1,920 feet cubed. Okay, now you notice that these two volumes are different. Originally, this is how big he had it, and when he doubled the size of the dimension, it was 8 times the current size, right? So when he doubled the volume, all he needs to do actually is to double one. He doesn't have to double all of them to get the volume. So I'm going to write down by doubling the dimensions. So remember, this is important. It says dimensions, not the volume. So dimensions meaning 12, 10, 16. By doubling the dimensions, he got 8 times the current size of the shed, which is 240. Now, problem B. If he wants to keep the height the same, what could the other dimensions be for him to get the volume he wants? So if he wants to keep the height the same, what could the other dimensions be for him to get the volume he wants? So what he could do is he could double the length and keep the width the same. He could double the length and keep the width the same, or double the width and keep the length the same. I'm going to show you an example of what that means. Okay, so he could either do length is equal to 12 feet, width is equal to 5 feet, and height is equal to 8 feet. Or he could do the length is equal to 6 feet, the width is equal to 10 feet, and the height is equal to 8 feet. And the reason being is if you were to multiply 12 times 5 times 8, you're going to get the same double dimension. Or if you were to multiply 6 times 10 times 8, you would get the same dimension. Okay, so for problem C, it says if he uses excuse me, if he uses the dimension in part B, what could be the area of the new shed's floor? So I'm going to draw you a picture so you can kind of see what it is talking about. Okay, so we're going to use height as 8 feet, okay, width as 5 feet, and length as 12 feet. And the area is going to equal to length times height because they're asking you what is the area. The length we know is 12 and the height is equal to 8. So 12 times 8 is going to give you 60 feet squared. So the floor can have an area of 60 feet squared. Okay. Now we're going to turn to the next page, page 41. Ren's first display box is 6 inches long, 9 inches wide, and 4 inches high. What is the volume of the display box? Explain your work using a diagram. So I'm going to draw a diagram so you guys can kind of see the image, and then I'm going to find the volume. So this is what I have here. I can never draw this correctly. Okay, so we have 9 inches, 6 inches, and 4 inches. So it says 6 inches long, that's the length. 9 inches wide, that's the width. And 4 inches high, that's the height. So they want me to find the volume. So remember, volume is equal to length times width times height. Okay, so I have 6, which is the length, times width, which is 9, and my height, which is equal to 4. 6 times 9 is 54, and 54 times 4 is going to give me 216 inches cubed. Okay, so the box has a volume of 216 inches. I multiplied the length, width, and height for the volume. Now problem 2. Ren wants to put some artwork into 3 shadow boxes. She knows they all need a volume of 60 cubic inches, but she wants them all to be different. Show 3 different ways Ren could make these boxes by drawing diagrams and labeling the measurements. So, first one I'm going to draw. Okay, I know that volume is equal to length times width times height. And I know that she has 60 cubic inches. So I need to think of a figure that would equal to 60 when I multiply 3 different numbers. So 3 times 4 is equal to 12, and 12 times 5 is equal to 60. So that would be a length, width, and height that I can use. So right here is 3 inches for the length, the width is 4 inches, and your height is 5 inches. Now on this side, I also need to find another length, width, and height that are all different so that I can find another way she can build her box. So I know that 2 times 3 is equal to 6, and 6 times 10 is equal to 60 inches cubed. So now I'm going to draw my rectangular prism box. Okay, so I have 2 inches for my length. My width, I said, was 3 inches, and my height is 10 inches. Now box C. I know that volume is equal to length times width times height. Okay, and I know that 15 times 2 is equal to 30, and 30 times 2 is equal to 60 inches cubed. So I'm going to draw a diagram that looks like that. So here is my diagram. Okay, so my length I said was 15. And my width, I said, was 2. And I said my height would be, or how high my rectangular prism is going to be 2. Okay? Now I'm going to turn the page. For number 3, it says right here, Ren wants to build a box to organize her scrapbook supplies. She has a stencil set that is 12 inches wide that needs to lay flat in the bottom of the box. The supply box must also be no taller than 2 inches. Name one way she could build a supply box with a volume of 72 cubic inches. So, I know they are asking me for the volume, so I am going to find the volume. And the volume is equal to 72 cubic inches. I know that from that information right there.